Hello everyone! Some of you may remember this channel for developing a fan game. One of the several fan games about Spyro the Dragon for the PlayStation 1. This was before Spyro Reignited Trilogy came out. I was still learning to code back then when I was in high school. I originally was coding in Python within Blender using its game engine before they got rid of it. Then I moved over to Unity and began learning C#. This was back when the subreddit forums and IRCs were the only communication method between fans, and Skype was still around. I was a dumb kid with a strong passion roaming around the internet. Me now looking back at myself now wishes I didn't act the way I did back then. Many events have occurred through my life since 2018, which was the last major video of this channel. One of those events, which may have scared us, though I cannot speak for others how they really reacted, but for me, it caused me to not pursue continuing the fan game. Then college happened, learned new things and made friends. I did well in it, but unfortunately I was not able to apply what I learned anywhere after graduating. I had IRL jobs. I regret not being able to stay with them for very long, however. Then I moved on to different avenues, like making an analysis tool inspired by an existing one, which we'll talk about later, improving an old games editor, created an extraction tool, made several mods and contributed to some, and I was even trying to draw and make models for myself. Now recently I've been messing with the Love 2D framework and Godot engine. Trying to be independent is hard, especially with how I believe my brain works. But if my written resume won't get me anywhere, I'm hoping these videos will at this point, trying to put myself out there. I do have a Patreon and Ko-fi. Ko-fi? I don't even know. But they don't have any good reason to be used currently, so I will not be dropping them anywhere yet. As of now, I am announcing that I will pursue making a dream game. I will be making a pinball video game, unless I find another job. I used to have something in the works and wanted to do it in secret before showing it off, but the drive the project was in had died recently. This also includes any other content I made and not have saved anywhere else. A reminder to anyone watching to make backups of anything important you have. Nothing is safe from hardware failures. I have looked into data recovery services, but they have a big price point. So maybe I could get help earning the money there later. Or perhaps by that point I have made better content or written better code that would render the old ones useless. Making the future videos will also serve a purpose for me. Should I lose the data and fail to remember to back up, it will remind me on how I approach certain problems if I had to start from the bottom again. Now before I sort of pivot the channel away from Spyro, I have one thing left to address. I mentioned before that I worked on some sort of analysis tool. Some of you may remember seeing somewhere that during the development of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, there was an in-house built tool they called Spyroscope, where they were able to grab some data from the PlayStation 1 games that the developers could use to recreate for their remake. Well, I worked on a tool back then after they had showed it off, and also called it Spyroscope, that did what theirs did and maybe more. Naming it the same was stupid on my part because it does hide the original source of the video being found. So I'll call it the unofficial Spyroscope for now, maybe even look into a more original name if possible. But yeah, I need to address this program to some degree. I will link in the description of the original video source of it being shown off, as well as my own tool you can use right now. It has quite a few features, some dangling half-baked ones, and accessing certain operations are not accessible from typical user point of view. I will make at least one video on how to use it in its current state at some point, then later clean up the program of any remaining bugs and polish some existing features before finally abandoning it and making one update video about it. Maybe not completely abandoning it, I'm not sure. So yeah, as it stands, I will be reviving this channel for the reasons explained. I might even rebrand it over time. Thank you to those who stuck around and subscribed to this channel for many years. If you continue to follow after this news, I highly appreciate it. If not, I understand. We've all been on a long journey. Thank you for watching. I will be around again soon.